Nation, stand up. The time has come for the end of the first round. Picks 22 through 32. We've been in the war room for a few months now. We're tired, but D-Hawk, update the people.
Well, if you guys missed picks 1 through 10, click here. If you missed picks 11 through 21, click here.
Do it.
And if you guys haven't seen those, I don't know where you've been. We're over 5,000 views and still counting. But enough about us. Back to the NFL draft. At number 21, the Cincinnati Bengals just took off the board Keenan Allen, wide receiver, Cal.
Now, that leaves St. Louis on the clock. What say you?
They got to go defense here, man. Safety help. Jonathan Cyprien, Florida International. With Vaccaro off the board, you look at Jonathan Cyprien. His stock blew up during the Senior Bowl week and is only going higher. He has experience playing both free and strong safety. He started every game the past 3 seasons. His freshman year, he started 7 games. He's strong at the point of attack. He holds his ground very well. And this right here is a big quality. Smart. He's intelligent. He graduated in 3.5 years, plays at full speed. The Rams get a winner at pick number 22.
The Rams are desperate for a safety, and Jeff Fisher loves him some hard-hitting playmakers.
Yeah, Cyprien's going to come in right away. I believe he's going to make an impact right away, man. That young secondary. But let's move on to Minnesota. There's a lot of defensive players here. Great value at the end of the first round.
Yeah. Now, for the Vikings, a lot of people think they need to take a wide receiver because they lost Percy Harvin. But remember, they signed Greg Jennings. So, with the 23rd overall pick in the draft, the Vikings select Sylvester Williams, defensive tackle, North Carolina. Kevin Williams is not getting any younger. Put the younger Williams next to him, and you have an anchor on the D-line for years to come. Strength, size, and power make Sylvester Williams a run stuffer and a 3-technique penetrator. Consistency is an issue, but this would be an ideal situation for this beast to learn from an all-pro like Kevin Williams.
You bring in a young stud like that to learn from Jared Allen, Kevin Williams, and the Purple People Eaters are back.
That's true, and you need stud defense alignment to get after franchise quarterbacks like Andrew Luck. So let's move on to the Colts.
Well, if you're going to have those people going after a quarterback like Andrew Luck, it's only best to take the BPA, which is an old lineman, DJ Fluker out of Alabama. Even though Andrew Luck performed at a high level last year, I can still see that he needed a little bit more protection. Pow! DJ Fluker falls to the Colts at number 24. He's tall, long, he's thick, he's a great right tackle prospect. He flashes footwork, which allows him to reach the linebackers at the second level, and once he has his hands engaged with them, there's no beating that.
That is true guru-ness right there.
It is.
More protection for Andrew Luck. And Fluker can play guard.
He can. He's very versatile. But let's move back to Minnesota, where they just had a pick. What are they going to go after right now?
Now, they could move around here. Who knows? A lot of people think they could take the receiver here. But I say there is a need and the best player available here. With the 25th pick, the Vikings select Alec Ogletree, linebacker, Georgia. The former safety is a new breed of linebacker that can play sideline to sideline. Suspended for 4 games, still racked up 111 tackles. Production. The Vikings have a real need at middle linebacker, and Ogletree is the best player available if he can stay out of trouble.
A very high ceiling, but will his off-the-field issues prevent him from reaching those potentials?
We shall see. Now, we move on to the 26th pick. Where does Green Bay go?
Well, as everyone knows, they lost future Hall of Famer Charles Woodson in that secondary, so there's a hole, and it needs to be filled. Safety, Matt Elam, Florida. The Cheeseheads. Their secondary has been a little bit cheesy of late, and then take this guy right here. He plays close to the line of scrimmage, and he can be in the box very often. Frequently, he was assigned to cover the slot receiver, which is a big thing in NFL these days, and he has recovery speed. He doesn't seem like he plays 100% on every play, but with the Packers, they'll get it out of him. He tries to make the big hit too often, which makes him whiff on a few tackles. That'll get cleaned up. Let's go.
An explosive safety right there. If he cleans up a few flaws, I think the Pack have themselves a playmaker on the back end.
We're going to move down south where the Cowboys are no longer reigning supreme. It's the Houston Texans.
Now, Houston Texans, they could trade out of this pick, but I think if they stay at this slot at 29, they select DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver, Clemson. Nuke Hopkins is a receiver of mass destruction. 82 catches this season and 18 touchdowns. The numbers speak for themselves. He is not the biggest or fastest, but has strong hands and runs great routes. Tough in traffic, creates separation, and has a second gear to him. Some experts say he compares to Reggie Wayne.
DeAndre Hopkins going to help alleviate some of that pressure off of Andre Johnson, and Matt Shaw may finally reach that potential we saw a few years ago.
Now, speaking of weapons like New Hopkins, let's move on to Denver, where Peyton Manning has turned up that Broncos offense. Do they address defense here?
It's a must. They have to. The Orange Crush defense, they just lost Dumerville, so what do? You take Tank Carradine from Florida State to put some pressure up front. This offseason, the Broncos have lost Dumerville, supposedly because of a lost fax. So you bring in Carradine. This guy has a non-stop motor, strong hands, and at the snap of the ball, he flashes extreme speed. The only negative that I can find on this guy is his lack of experience. But experience comes with time, and the Broncos will give him time.
Von Miller gets a partner in crime. I like that.
Yeah, but let's move out to the Boston area where we know Bill Belichick is the mastermind behind New England's greatness.
Yeah, and it's a big possibility that they trade out of this position like they always do. But if they do stay here, with the 29th pick, the Patriots select Justin Hunter, wide receiver from Tennessee. Tom Brady is thanking Bill Belichick for this pick. Changes are happening with the Patriots receiving core. Welker has been replaced by Amendola, and Brandon Lloyd is gone. Hunter is a tall, athletic receiver with fluid and deceiving speed and can line up at X, Y, or Z. Has some problems with drops and inconsistencies, but Brady will make sure this kid grows up.
If I had a table right here, man, forget it. I pound it for Justin Hunter, man. Great young playmaker. Tom Brady is overjoyed right now.
All right, now let's move on to Atlanta. How about those Dirty Birds?
Man, so close, but yet so far. As always, what do here? You don't have too many needs. You draft Tyler Eifert out of Notre Dame, tight end, to learn from Tony G. With Tony Gonzalez returning, which is supposedly a last year, the Hall of Famer will teach this guy, Tyler Eifert, how to be a pro. Strong hands to make the contested catches, and he lines up anywhere on the field. Hands down, in the slot or outside. He grabs the ball at the highest point, and he takes pride in blocking. Grade A effort. 2 of his Notre Dame school receiving records, check this. Catches, 140. Receiving yards, 1,840.
Wow. Imagine Gonzalez and Eifert in double tight sets.
Man, that would be a guru pick by Thomas Dimitroff. Let's take a trip out west to the Bay. Super Bowl losing 49ers.
The Niners are loaded with 13 picks this year. That's a lot of power. If they stick to the 31st pick in the draft, the Niners will select Margus Hunt, defensive end, SMU. The Eastern Bloc is real. This big boy is a gold medal track and field athlete of Estonia who has only been playing football since 2009. Freakish, extraordinary size at 6'8", 280 pounds. Hunt can bull rush O-linemen, stop the run, and hunt down the QB. He had 8 sacks this past season. The Niners are getting older on their D-line, and injured Justin Smith in the playoffs is not a good sign. Hunt can be the same type of player and keep the Niner D dangerous.
Justin Smith was healthy in the Super Bowl, it might have been a different outcome. So a great pick right there. I understand the logic.
If Justin Smith was healthy, maybe they'd be able to stop Joe Flacco and the Super Bowl winning Ravens. What does Ozzie Newsome do here with the 32nd pick?
Well, everyone thought he was going crazy by letting the whole roster go, but it looks like this guy knows what he's doing. And right here is another example. Manti Te'o falls into his lap at 32. Quote the Raven nevermore, and we have a Super Bowl champion picking right here. Manti Te'o falls to them. He's very aggressive, and he's not afraid of contact. He plays downhill, recognizes plays very quickly. His character would not be an issue, even though he's the catfish himself. A lot of false steps during these pass plays. He needs to coach that up, because those wasted steps will not help him with his already prevalent speed issues. But right here, the Ravens are winning.
Well, that's it, folks. That is our one and final first round mock draft. We predict there will be around 15 trades in the first round. Hard to predict exactly where, but that's the best part of the NFL draft. We just don't know.
But what we do know is we're the new generation of NFL experts. That's right, guys. If you don't know, now you know. And if you already knew, well, we stamped you Guru certified.
Follow us on Twitter and feel free to debate with us on our picks. Guru Nation, it's been real, and we'll be back.
Thank you for watching. We truly appreciate it. Salute.